We've reached the quarterfinals, leaving 8 clubs with a burning desire to lift one of football's most famous pieces of silver.
Bruno Fernandes takes it, scores it, and does the magic again. Bournemouth are into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup.
The 6th round lineup bears the hallmark of quality, with no fewer than 6 former winners.
Charlison's shot, Everton lead, they've turned it around so quickly. Manchester City turning on the style here. And Chelsea have the lead.
Welcome to the Emirates FA Cup preview show. Coming up, life after Chris Wilder begins at Sheffield United. Can the cup be the start of something?
There's nothing at the moment going in our way or our favour, and there's pride individually to perform for the new staff and the new management that we've got behind us.
A decade on, we look back at the final that changed everything for Manchester City.
We were considered real contenders after winning that. We were just the noisy neighbours up until kind of their moments.
It's been a long road to recovery, but Leicester's Ricardo Pereira is keen to make up for lost time.
When you come back to football again, you feel like you've been out for 2 years, and that's a tough journey.
Can the Saints halt their slide and find salvation in the cup?
We need to just stay positive, keep the faith and keep believing in what we're doing.
And our FA Cup quiz questions aren't to everyone's taste.
Spicy one, just because I got them all right.
It's been a week to forget for Sheffield United, following the fallout with Chris Wilder and his departure. The FA Cup represents a chance to salvage some pride from a wretched season.
It's the only shining light at the moment on everything that's going on, so we need to take advantage of it. You can't let this cup not be so important in our season, because these are the games that if you win, they can breed confidence in the players and prove themselves that they can play in the Premier League, and also prove why they're wearing the red and white shirt of Sheffield United.
Last weekend's 5-0 thrashing at Leicester, the day after Wilder's exit, felt like a new low in a season that's been spent at the bottom of the Premier League.
There's loads of pride to play for. We've still got pride of 10 more games to go, and we've got pride to succeed in the cup as well, and hopefully for the fans that they can have something to cheer about, because there's nothing at the moment going in our way or our favour, and there's pride individually to perform for the new staff and the new management that we've got behind us.
The Blades could do worse than recapture the spirit showed in January when they went to Bristol Rovers in round 3 on a run of 21 winless games.
I don't even think we were favourites to even win the game because of the run that we had been on. The mindset was, at the time, was to just play with best team and get a result at the end of it. And it was a very hard game, cold conditions, not the greatest of pitches, but it was a big dogfight kind of performance, the one that we're used to at Sheffield United, and to get the win and get ourselves a W on the board was lovely. It kind of did kickstart a season in a way, because we started winning a few games and finding a bit of confidence in ourselves, and that can be how the cup can work out.
United then faced another League One club in round 4, Plymouth Argyle.
Luckily enough, we played really well that game, and it was nearly a year to the day that I had scored, so it was nice to get a goal and just head it as hard as I could into the back of the net. Which, when there's no fans, it sounds even stronger.
Since the 1990s, the FA Cup has brought some special memories to the red and white half of the Steel City. They've reached 4 semi-finals, the last of them in 2014. Just months before Chris Basham's arrival at Bramall Lane.
It's a big part of the club. When I first joined, there was a buzz around the place because of the semi-final against Hull.
And here's a chance for Myler! It's the end of the road for Sheffield United.
A 1-0 victory over Bristol City took United into the quarterfinals, the stage at which their journey ended last season, when things were very different.
We were flying in the league, then the lockdown came, so we played in front of no fans against Arsenal in a quarter-final. That would have been Bouncing Bramall Lane. So yeah, it niggles because of the situation we're in at the moment. It'd be really interesting, can I get to a semi-final and play at Wembley? I've never done that yet, so I'm really excited to try and, albeit it'll be with no fans, but it would be great to achieve to play at Wembley.
Chelsea are the team to beat, and leading United is a temporary manager who once played for Sheffield Wednesday, Paul Higginbottom.
If it's against Chelsea, it's going to be tough. We're an underdog going to their stadium and we know how tough it is to play there already off this season, but we need to take this cup obviously very seriously. It's so important because it's what we've really got left. We've got something to live for. It's exciting because we're into the quarterfinals again. It's something that we've achieved in the last 2 years, but can we take the next step?
Nine months after one of the greatest FA Cup upsets of all time, Wigan Athletic were again making headlines. In 2014, the Championship side faced Manchester City in the quarterfinals. The team they'd shocked at Wembley under Roberto Martinez.
I seriously thought that City that day would come out and batter us. And I thought, what a great time for them to take revenge on Wigan Athletic beating them in the final.
Dave Whelan had lost manager Martinez to Everton, but in his place as Wigan manager was a former City favourite, Uwe Rosler.
When I signed for the club, that when I can be half as good as Roberto, then I've come a long way. So in preparation for the Manchester City game, we used elements from his tactics.
Good work from Fortune. Oh, Di Michelis, did he bundle him over? He did! It's a penalty for Wigan Athletic. And the Championship side upset the high-flying Premier Leaguers. Gomez makes it look easy. We've got a cup quarter-final on now.
The players really bought in the game plan and executed the game plan perfectly.
Good work that from MacArthur. Oh, Clichy switched off. It's in. Wigan lead 2-0. James Perch nicked in.
We actually played so well again. There was no squawk from the Man City supporters about we were lucky. Most of them said Wigan were the better team on the day.
Wigan at Wembley. It's becoming an annual occurrence.
I've always said it was the most important thing in terms of the new era. We were considered real contenders after winning that. We were just the noisy neighbours up until kind of them moments. The occasion, like that is kind of the pinnacle of someone my age, my era is like growing up. Winning the league was fantasy, but you dreamt, like genuinely dreamt about winning the FA Cup. So to play in a final and win it, amazing occasion for family, friends, but the team and the club at the time, it was the start of something great.
In 2011, Manchester City defeated Stoke to win the FA Cup, the start of the club's most successful period.
It was a surprise when I realised that it was 10 years ago, but it's probably the memory I find hardest to forget. Being the first trophy we won as a club, as a team, the new kind of era. So I definitely believe that was instrumental into what has happened and what the club's grew into. The strength and depth we had was massive. It wasn't top heavy, it was balanced, you know what I mean? We had a lot of quality, a lot of experience and even more kind of determination to win and be successful.
They obviously did bring in a lot of players and it's not something that they're shy about. You know, it was the pre-FFP days. They were able to spend to get their team up to a level where they could compete. The biggest game was Manchester United in the semi-final. You know, I think any City fan will tell you that game was just huge for the club in general. Obviously, beating United at Wembley, it was just something that didn't really happen for City fans. And then it showed City themselves that they could go on and win that final. And obviously, the year later, they won the Premier League title and they've not really looked back.
City have risen to the top of the English game. But at the start of this season, some were wondering if Pep Guardiola's team could be title contenders.
I think in hindsight, we're probably right to say people did write them off a bit too soon because last season they really weren't that bad. They're a fair bit below their own standards and obviously Liverpool's. But they were second. They still scored the most goals in the Premier League. They got the most clean sheets. So it was only ever going to be fine-tuning, really. Now they're probably back at the level that they pretty much always have been under Guardiola.
The squad that they have is enabled them to make changes and it not look like anyone's being dropped, it not look like they're taking the foot off the gas, but also the manager, what he's able to create and be able to develop a style where no one player is missed. There's not many managers that are doing that either.
They've not had a classic centre-back pairing. For all these trophies they've won, you could never say, oh yeah, it was Laporte and company, because Laporte and company probably played together no more than 10 times at the end of the 2018-19 season when they won those 3 domestic trophies. And even going back all the way through this recent City era of the last 10 years since they won the first FA Cup in 2011, there's maybe been company and Lescott, people like that, but no huge pairing. But now they've got Stones and Diaz, they have got the makings of a great partnership.
It just looks more solid. It looks like defenders are enjoying defending. Yeah, the balance is right. I think that is the key to it all.
To reach the semi-finals, City must beat Everton, who Lescott also played for in an FA Cup final.
That was huge, to be involved in a cup final for them, and it was a tough ask. We were playing a Chelsea team that was arguably one of the strongest squads in the history of the Premier League, so it was going to be difficult. This game, the weekend, with no fans at Goodison in a cup tie like this, devastating for Everton. They were good at game management, to be fair, them fans. They recognise what the game needs and what the players need, and they tend to lift the players 9 times out of 10.
In the dugout are 2 proven managerial greats who've won it all across Europe, including 1 FA Cup apiece.
Pep Guardiola, throughout his career, he's always had, big games, big Champions League games, big, games in the Premier League. Jose Mourinho, Jurgen Klopp, that kind of thing. So I think he does relish those opportunities to maybe show what he can do. But in terms of Carlo Ancelotti in particular, Guardiola's got a huge amount of admiration for him.
Pep will know what he needs to do in order to get the victory, and that's what their main goals will be. There'll be plenty of respect before in the build-up and after, but during the game, they'll just want their teams to win.
Still to come, friendship is on hold for a South Coast quarter-final.
They're a good team. I watch their games because I'm really good friends with Dominic Solanke, so we've had a bit of banter.
And it's getting seriously tough in our FA Cup quiz.
Wow.
You have a lot of questions. You're wondering why you. You're wondering why that happened now. I think it's football. Things happen when you least expect it.
A year ago, life was sweet for Ricardo Pereira and Leicester. But after scoring the winner against Birmingham in round 5, the fullback suffered a serious knee injury.
It was my best season at the time. I felt good, I felt confident, I felt like the team too. I felt that I was playing well, the team were performing well. We were in a good moment, we were well placed in the Premier League, we were on the FA Cup, everything was flying for us. In the beginning it's tough. You have a lot of questions in your mind, a lot of things go through your head. But then after, I would say, 2 days, you start to accept it and to know what you have in front of you. And I think it was an important turning point to, okay, that happened, there's nothing I can do about that. So let's look forward and try to get back as soon as possible and to recover well. And that was my main goal at the time. We have a lot of chapters in the rehab, always working. When you think you're working hard, the next month or the next steps, it's even harder. And when you think you are fit, you are doing things to be fit, the next level, it's even more difficult. And when you come back to football again, it's like around 8 months, something like that. You feel like you've been out for 2 years because the body, it's difficult to get back on track, and that's a tough journey.
Pereira's first domestic start since his injury came 10 months later, in the 4th round win over Brentford. With Leicester once again in the hunt for a Champions League place and a trophy, the Portuguese star is desperate to play his part.
It feels like you're starting to play professional football again. You try to enjoy again what was normal, but you face it with a different perspective. You try to enjoy as much as you can. You try to enjoy every moment in the dressing room with the boys, to going to the warm-up, to the game, and then doing what you love and what you were incapable of doing for a long time.
Leicester have their breakthrough!
I was in Portugal looking to the TV, looking the Premier League or the FA Cup, and you see the atmosphere, you see the intensity, you see the spectacle of the game. And now when you look back and now you are here and you've come a long way through to arrive here, and you just have to enjoy it and do your best and show your qualities and put the work you did for all these years in the games.
Leicester's long wait for an FA Cup semi-final appearance goes back almost 4 decades. Having fallen at the quarter-final stage twice in the last 3 seasons, the Foxes have a mental barrier to overcome, as well as 12-time FA Cup winners Manchester United.
We know that we are close to do better than the previous competition, and we have to try to learn with that. I think we have to perform better because we know at this stage it will be difficult for sure, especially against a side like United. And we have to do better, we have to believe in ourselves and believe we can do it. And it's a good thing that we play at home, even if we don't have our fans. But it's important and we have to be ready and to go for it. Yeah, it's a big challenge for us, but it's a big reward too if you win to go to the semi-final.
Hi, I'm Paul Ince, former Manchester United and Liverpool player. My earliest FA Cup memory, West Ham winning the cup final in 1980. Trevor Beckons scored the winner. It was a diving header, middle of the goal, in the bottom hand corner.
Driven in, and is it a goal? It is! And West Ham are in front.
But I do have another memory, because I remember Frankie Lampard, senior, scoring in the semi-finals in extra time against Everton.
Oh, and it's gone in by Lampard! Frank Lampard has scored for West Ham!
And I remember I have this thing in my head where he just goes round the corner flag and does a little dance round the corner flag. So they're some great memories. My FA Cup hero has to be Brian Robson, because obviously he was the one that I wanted to emulate as a player. I think he's the greatest midfield player of all time.
Robson, goal! Captain Marvel is there again.
So to play in the FA Cup final with him was a dream come true. Has to be obviously winning it the first time. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. To stand up there and lift that amazing trophy, it's got to be one of the best moments of my career. It meant so much. It's the greatest domestic trophy in the world for me. So to actually go and lift it twice and participate in it 3 times, you can't ask for any more.
It's a results-driven business, and for the 2nd season running, Southampton are having to pick themselves up after a 9-0 defeat. The FA Cup represents a chance to arrest an alarming slide down the Premier League and ensure that one bad result doesn't define their season.
We started the season really well. The first half of the season for us was good. Now we're on a bit of a dip of form. I think it happens to most teams. It's quite normal in the Premier League. Every game's tough. So yeah, we need to just stay positive, keep the faith and keep believing in what we're doing. Being a big part of the team obviously gives me confidence, and I'm sure it does give the team confidence as well, and hopefully we can, get the results back on track.
There's Walker-Peters. Ali, Walker-Peters! And Kyle Walker-Peters puts his name on a Tottenham score sheet for the first time.
Having arrived from Tottenham on a permanent deal over the summer, Kyle Walker-Peters played a key role in the Saints' impressive start to the season. Then came a series of injuries that have tested his resolve.
I'm a very bad injured person. Very grumpy, always complaining, but you know, it's only because I want to be on the pitch, so yeah, it's been really frustrating. I feel like I've done really well. You know, I've been given the opportunity to play regular games, which was, you know, what I really wanted to come here and do. And I've done that, and I've played well. So yeah, hopefully, yeah, long may it continue.
In the fourth round, Southampton knocked out FA Cup holders Arsenal. 23-year-old Walker Peters playing a major part in the game's only goal.
Oh, it's gone in. Baffled everybody. Walker Peters is doing his best to claim the goal, but that will go down as an own goal, surely.
An assist or a goal, whatever they want to give me for it.
Carl Walker Peters doesn't care.
That was great. Especially coming from Tottenham and being a Tottenham player. You know, going into those Arsenal games is, you know, always gives me a little bit extra. No, but yeah, of course it was great, and of course it was great to be involved in the goal.
The FA Cup has given Southampton consolation in recent weeks, and they'll be heading to Wembley if they can beat South Coast rivals Bournemouth.
They're a good team. I watch their games because I'm really good friends with Dominic Solanke. So yeah, I'm always talking. I pretty much talk to him every day, and I'm gaming. So, you know, we've had a bit of banter. But yeah, it would be a tough game. They've been in the Premier League. I'm sure they want to progress, as you know, anything can happen in the last game of a cup run. So I think it's very important. You know, you go into every competition wanting to do the best you can. And here we are in the quarterfinals, and it's a good opportunity to progress in the competition and hopefully get to a final.
It's 45 years since the Saints' only FA Cup win. That season too wasn't always smooth going in the league, before they shocked favourites Manchester United. Dreams can come true.
It means a lot, you know. The FA Cup's a big competition. It would be my first semi-final where I'll be on the pitch and, you know, really involved. So yeah, I'm excited to hopefully get there. To me, it would mean everything, and I'm sure the same to the club, the same to the supporters, having it be a long time since they've won it. Yeah, I think it would be great for the club, and you know, to show that, you know, we're not just fighting to compete in the Premier League, we're also fighting for trophies.
Finally, time for our FA Cup quiz. 5 questions to test your FA Cup knowledge. Ready?
We'll see, won't we?
Question 1. Leicester City are one of 2 clubs appearing in the quarterfinals who are yet to win the FA Cup. Can you name the other one?
Bournemouth.
I don't know.
Bournemouth?
Bournemouth.
It is indeed Bournemouth. The Cherries have never gone beyond this stage of the competition. Question 2. Chris Wilder left Sheffield United last week, bringing an end to a 5-year reign. So which manager taking part in the quarterfinals is now the longest serving at his club?
So who is the longest serving manager at their club?
Pep can't be far off because he was 2016.
Pep?
Guardiola, no?
Oh, it's got to be Pep.
I'm going to go with Pep.
Full house. It is, of course, Pep Guardiola, who's approaching 5 years as manager of Manchester City. Next question. Southampton booked their place in the quarterfinals with a 2-0 win at Wolves. But can you name their goal scorers that night?
Stu Armstrong.
Armstrong?
And...
Oh, tested me.
Oh, scored. Wow, that's bad.
Danny Ings seems too obvious. No, Danny Ings.
No.
Danny Ings.
Well, the Saints opener against Wolves was scored by Danny Ings before Stuart Armstrong added a late second. Question 4. Everton and Manchester City, 2 of Joleon Lescott's former clubs, meet in the quarterfinals. But which of them has won the most FA Cups?
I would say Everton.
Everton.
I'm going to go with City.
I'll say it's Man City. Yeah.
Spot on, Joleon. There's not much in it, but City have won 6 FA Cups to Everton's 5. And a real teaser to finish. Last season's quarter-final between Derby and Manchester United was the last FA Cup tie proper attended by fans. But can you guess the number?
Oh, spicy one, just because I got them all right.
I'd say 30k then.
37.
25,000.
29,000.
Well, the exact attendance was 31,379. Kyle was closest, but it's not enough to take the spoils, as this week's quiz is a tie.
Oh.
We're all set for the quarterfinals, everything to play for. And when a Wembley semi-final's at stake, it usually brings out the very best. Enjoy the action, and we'll see you next time.
Gudiora, yes! What a strike! Nessundo's waiting in the middle here with the header, and he's done it! Can you believe it? Look at this run by Ginola. Oh, that's a fantastic goal! As Tottenham head for the semi-finals.